All right, in this episode, we're going to be taking a look at how to turn this simple Google form into a really powerful merge document using Autocrat. This is part 2 of our 4-part series. How it works, coming up next. All right, thanks for tuning in. This is Zach coming at you with part 2 of our series on Autocrat, which was the mail merge extension, which is part of Google Sheets. What I have set up here is a very, very simple classroom discipline referral form that we're going to use to generate a document using this Autocrat mail merge. So I'm going to take you through how basic I set up the form. I'm going to show you the spreadsheet that it generates and then the template document that we will use to facilitate the merge, which will come in the next episode where we discuss how to set up the merge. So you need a document that gets things into a spreadsheet, and Google Forms is a really powerful way to do this. I actually stole this idea from Tyler Tarver over at the Tarver Academy. He is an absolute stud. So classroom discipline referral form, the intent of this particular form is to just have the kids quickly fill out a simple, easy form that documents their behavior. So I have been thinking through how I would run this. I would do this by class. So, because I want to keep this form as simple as possible. So I would set it up and I would have a different form for every single period that I teach. Okay, so period number 1, discipline form. 2 basic questions at the beginning. What is the kid's name and what is the email? Now, I set this up, if you look at the question type, as a drop-down menu because I want complete control over how their names and stuff get entered into the form. If you have them type in their own names, for example, in an open-ended question, then it becomes difficult to maybe filter the spreadsheet later on and stuff like that because their name will potentially be entered in differently. Sometimes it'll be capitalized, sometimes it won't, whatever. Like using drop-down menus makes it so that the kids can't make typographical mistakes in the important information that I might want to use to filter results later on. So I'm going to make them do a drop-down menu for both their names and their emails, and then also for the rules that they broke. So whatever your classroom rules are, you can fill in the blanks. Whichever ones they are, you put them in there. Okay, then just 2 simple things from the kids, and this is where they actually have to put some thought in. Explain how and why you broke this rule. And then what will you do differently next time to prevent your teacher from having to get involved? Okay, how are you going to make a better decision, basically, right? So really, really simple form. Now, what does it look like for the kids? So we come in, it's automatically classroom number, period number 1, so I know that it's my class because I only have access to that link. I go through, I pick my name, I pick my email, and then I know that Mr. Knapp just said that I broke rule number 5, keeping your dear teacher happy. What did I do? I was rude. What will I do next time? Be nice. Submit. Okay, so it's that simple for the kids to fill it out. Now, of course, in Forms itself, we can see all of the responses, and usually you get a summary response that looks like this, which for you is potentially good information. I mean, if you have a really significantly large percentage of your pie here, then you know which students in your classroom are your major behavior disruptions. Not that many of us need a pie graph to know that, but game on. You could also see what rule is being broken more frequently. So which thing are you having to correct kids over the most, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then, of course, the individual responses. Now, all of this in and of itself is good information, but a lot of people don't know that you can create these responses in a sheet. So I've already done that. So on this tab here, I have my sheet. Okay, now this in and of itself is generally a mess. Like just looking at this right now, the way that it's set up, it's hardly even readable. Now I could do little things to make it a bit more user-friendly, like simply just turn on text wrapping and then maybe expand a couple of these columns so that it's not so daunting. And that would make it a little bit more user-friendly. But still, this is not a form that I really want to spend a lot of my life having to look at, because it's just going to be difficult to try to figure out, which things go with what and whatever. And so this is where we use that extension Autocrat, which once you add it, it's going to live right here. And we'll go into how to use this in the next video. Okay, but I'm telling you now in this video that what you're going to need in order to use this is a template that takes this information and puts it into something. So for example, I created this document that is a physical printout shareable file that will document each individual line of this sheet. Okay, so over here we have all of the text, which will be the same in every single document that's created. Okay, the only thing that will change is any of this stuff, which I'll come through here for the sake of this video, and I'll change the color to blue. Any of these things that have this specific format to them, where you put something inside of these, double alligator jaw things, whatever. I should probably learn what that symbol is, but I don't know what it is off the top of my head. It's the greater than less than symbol if you like math. But anyway, this is the format that you use. And what these words in the center here are is the exact, and I'm using that word carefully, the exact headings of each of these columns. Because basically what this merge is going to do is it's going to say, okay, you want the timestamp here. Where do I look to find the timestamp? And we're going to tell it, you look right here in this column that has the title timestamp. Okay? It must be exact. That's the one piece of advice that I will give you. Okay, for example, if you look closely at these ones, highlight this one blue really quick so that you can see it. Okay, notice that there is a space after that period, and that is because over here in the heading there is a space. See it right there? There is a space at the end of what I typed in the form. If you don't have that space over here, then the merge will not match up. Okay, so it has to be identical to what the column headings are in the email that's going to merge the document. Okay, so that's how you can do it. It's really simple. Set up your questions in a Google form. Take that Google form into a Google Sheet, and then use Autocrat in the sheets to merge with a document that you create with these very specific placeholders so that we can merge information from the sheet into this document, which I will show you exactly how to do in the next one. That's all for this one, guys. Thanks for watching, and remember, technology is just a tool. We're here to help you use it. We'll see you in the next one.